again.
He's going to stop
it.
it.
That's going to be it, and it's over. It's all over.
He looked like a rabbit just sprinting out of a hole.
Oh,
no, he's ready.
Oh, goodness, Tyrone Davis.
Yes,
oh, mercy.
Don't know if he's getting up.
Harrison with a left and then another left. Going for a right. Soto goes down. A vicious right, and that might be the night. Oh, he's going to have a hard time getting up. That's it. It's over. Oh, it's over.
Journeyman Boxing.
What's going on, Rich? How you making out?
Everything is going well. I appreciate a couple months. You know, it seems it's funny. I was just speaking to a good fighter out of Cleveland, Yundo Evans, and I said to him, every time I talk to you, it seems like there's a little inactivity. And same thing. The last time we spoke, I think it's when you were coming off the layoff, and then you've had a couple fights. Now you're back in the ring on Saturday night. Almost a year in the making. And the one thing I've noticed about you over the years is you're just, at this stage of the game, 34 years of age, you're not going to take a fight to take a fight. Was that kind of the thinking going forward with the layoff and then getting back in the ring tomorrow night?
Well, no. I mean, I was supposed to fight February 20th, and it's funny, I was watching some old tapes of Mike Tyson, and I saw how he would bridge up onto his neck and do the neck rolls like the wrestlers. So I guess it was about 15 days out from the fight. I said, you know what, let me do some of these neck bridges. And I went to try to do the neck bridge, and then I felt something pull in my neck, so I strained the muscle in my neck trying to do a neck bridge. And that's what kind of had me for the long layoff like that. I had a neck injury.
That bad?
And yeah. So all that's taken care of now. And I went to my chiropractor.
Good.
I go to Dr. Neil Liedman. He's the chiropractor for the Sixers. And he got me all the way back good again. So I'm ready to go now. So that was more so what the layoff was into. It wasn't because I didn't get calls or offers. I did get some offers that I actually turned down. But
can you disclose?
I'm not taking a fight for the sake of taking a fight.
Anyone of noteworthy? I mean, can possibly disclose who was possibly on the table for you?
They had called me for Chris Martin before he before he took that fight with Anthony Joshua.
Yep.
They called me for David Haye before. They called me for a couple different people. You know, Huey, Fury, people of that caliber. So I mean, I'm getting the calls. It's just about taking the fight at the right time and giving myself an opportunity to win. You know, I don't want to take a fight on last minute notice or nothing like that. You know, if this is going to be my last run at it, because of age, you know, I'm 34. I'm not waiting until I'm like 38 or 39 to think about, you know, hanging it up. I'm not thinking about hanging it up, but I'm saying realistically, you slow down as you get older.
Sure.
You know, so I don't want to wait until then to start thinking about, you know, how to maneuver myself to a title shot. I'm trying to do that now.
Yeah. And you're right. I mean, also, though, the heavyweight division, you could be 35, 36, 37, 38. I mean, that's just, especially in the U.S., we've seen it. And I just get the sense that when people look at you, they don't realize the resume, right? The time put in and the three losses, Mitchell, Thompson, Areola, which was bizarre. I think you have a good showing tomorrow night. You take care of business. You get your rounds in. And I'm not going to say knock off the rust because obviously you were ready to fight in February, but maybe 2 or 3 more fights and 2 or 3 more wins, then you're probably going to crack the top 10, perhaps of a major sanctioning body, which could potentially set you up for a more notable name down the road. I mean, is that kind of the line of thinking here? Maybe 1 or 2 more fights and then, okay, November, December, early 2017, crack the top 15, crack the top 10, bigger payday.
Yeah, that's definitely the plan. I mean, you got to stay busy, you know, because when you do take a long layoff, your timing is off a little bit. It takes a couple of rounds to warm up. And, I mean, you can spar until you're blue in the face, but it's nothing like fighting.
Right.
You know, fighting under the bright lights. And that's something that Floyd always talks about is like he does great under the bright lights. He does great under the spotlight. You know, some people, you know, are great in the gym and they spar great, but as soon as you put them under the bright lights, you know, they tighten up, they stiffen up because it counts. You know, so, that is the plan. I want to stay busy. I'm actually going to be fighting October 1st at the Sunbank Arena, as long as everything works out good with tomorrow night. But I'm already kind of on that card with Boss Lady Promotions, lady named Renee Akins. She has her promotional company, and Silver Spoon is partnering with her. We want to go up there and do something in Trenton. So I already have that on the books. And I do want to stay as busy as possible because, like I said, I am getting older, so the longer layoffs don't help somebody like me. And I do want to crack the top 10, and I would like to get a notable fight. It's kind of harder to do when you're not with a bigger promoter. It's definitely easier to do when you're with a bigger promoter. But, what we're going to do, we got to do. We're going to play ball and do what we need to do.
Listen, sometimes in this sport, you have to, right? I mean, boxing humbles you a lot. And I'm just wondering, too, got you for a couple minutes. I know you just finished up working out. I appreciate it. You look at this card as a whole, co-promoting it as well, so a man of many hats, so to speak. Is it tough to always find that balance, though? Putting in that time, getting in the gym, preparing for the opponent, and also putting, working the kinks out, putting on a card as well, and making sure it goes off without any hitch.
Yeah, well, I mean, the best part that I have is I have a good team around me. I have my mother and father that always have been there since day one. My dad always run around selling tickets. He has a lot of energy, and he's right there for me anytime I need anything. My mother, my father. Then I have my partners, Chris Capella and Missy. They're my partners for Silver Spoon, and they're great as well. So, I mean, as I get closer, they try to tell me, get lost, we'll take care of it, but I kind of have to know everything is okay in order to put on the fighter's hat because you got to take care of business and you got to box. So I don't recommend that to people. I've always been somebody that, me sitting idle is no good. I need to be doing something. I'm that type of person where, I need to be doing something. I need to be working on something. So I know how to compartmentalize and, say, okay, this is the boxing. Okay, this is the business. Okay, but sometimes, people have to save me from myself because I'll try to do too much. But, I have a good team around me, which allows me to do that. People I can trust around me, so I'm not, watching, looking over my shoulder, worrying about anybody robbing me or anything like that. And even working with Doc and Dave at D&D Promotion, they're good people, so they're on the up and up, and we've been working together with no hitches or anything like that. So, I think it's all about who you surround yourself with and who you, partner up with to take on an endeavor like trying to box and promote at the same time. 'Cause it's not easy at all. Promoters don't have an easy job. I know people think promoters have an easy job. It's easier, I guess, when you have the money and TV gives you all the money and you're like, okay, you just got to make the card work with the budget they give you. That's easier, but still, there's still a lot of different moving parts that have to be tended to.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Again, a couple minutes with Chazz Witherspoon and, of course, the South Jersey product, heavyweight contender. Rich Quinones here. Chazz will be back in action tomorrow night, Saturday night, Grundy Arena in Bristol, Pennsylvania, taking on Mike Marone. Before I let you get out of here, anything notable, scouting report on your opponent? Started his career with 18 wins. I know he's lost 5 of 8. So you'll definitely be able to get some rounds. And is this more of, I'm going to work on a couple things, or, let me just... there's that fine line. I asked you that a couple times before. You want to get the rounds in, or do you want to get some quick work in?
Sometimes you want to get the rounds in, when you can do it, and you kind of got everything handled, and you can do it safely. The one thing I do know about Mike Marone is that I met him back in the amateurs. He was a super heavyweight. I was actually a heavyweight. And I always met him out in nationals. He was always a good guy. And even when I just talked with him at weigh-in, he's still a good guy. He's a scrappy guy, but he's a prideful guy. He's going to come to fight.
Right.
It doesn't matter that he lost, you said 5 of the last 8. He was trying to fight in all of those fights, so he's going to come to fight. I know he throws good combinations if you're going to stand there and let him hit you with them. So he'll move his hands. His hands flow pretty good. He actually has quick hands. You watch some of his fights, and, he throws good combinations. So, at the end of the day, I go out and I do everything behind the jab. So I'm going to go out and, feel him out the first couple of rounds, and then, I'll start stepping on the gas from there.
Yeah, Marone just got knocked out by Briggs, and you bring up a good point, too. It seemed as though over the last several fights with you've really worked on the jab. Typically heavyweights, come on, when do we ever say heavyweights using a jab? But that's something it seems as though I don't want to say late in your career, but it's almost as though you've redefined that. You've added that repertoire to the game, so to speak. Keep everything behind the jab, double it up a little bit, and then, of course, set them up and wear them down.
Well, no, I actually have a really good jab. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but if people come out to watch me fight, that's the one thing you will notice about me more than anything. I mean,
It's
I
consistent.
do a lot of things.
Oh, yeah, it's consistent. Of course.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I have a pretty good jab, so I stay behind that, and I work behind it, and then I set up other things off the jab. So, I mean, later in my career, where I'm at now, which I just realized the other day, I mean, I have 37 fights. I never really think about it. I always say my record without really thinking about how many fights I have. I have a lot of fights, so I have experience. And I'm learning that I'm working on the craft side of the game. You know, early in my career, just being in great shape, being able to outwork people, you know, that can only get you but so far.
Yep.
In order to crack the top 10, you have to work on the science and the craft behind the science because, you know, it's a lot more going on in the ring than people with a novice eye would even realize. You know, you watch somebody like Bernard Hopkins, you're watching like a old Shaolin master, you know, but only an expert eye can kind of appreciate all the subtleties that he brings to the game. You know.
Listen,
I'm working on that.
Fair point. I know we're a little tight on time. Before I let you get out of here, tickets still available. If anyone wants to try to get tickets, anything, Ticketmaster or Walk Up, or they can contact you guys tomorrow. If you want to give out information, if you're still trying to pack the place, have at it.
Yeah, I mean, and if you wanted to get tickets online real quick, you can go to ChazzWitherspoon.com. That's just my name, ChazzWitherspoon.com. You can buy tickets online that way, or you can call my father. His number is 856-472-0443. He'll meet up with you and get you some tickets, or you can just walk up to the Grundy Arena.
Walk up, okay.
Right over the Burlington-Bristol Bridge. It's not hard to get to at all.
All right, look, always good to catch up, my friend. I'll see you tomorrow night. The best of luck. I appreciate a couple moments.
Thanks, Richie.
All right, you got it. Be well. Chazz.